Hey everyone, welcome back. There's been a major update out of Washington that could directly impact your finances, especially if you live paycheck to paycheck, rely on Social Security, earn tips, or work overtime. President Trump has just announced a new budget plan featuring sweeping tax changes, and some of them are turning heads. One of the biggest changes? A proposal to eliminate federal taxes on tips, overtime pay, and even Social Security benefits. Yes, you heard that right. Social Security checks would no longer be taxed at the federal level. While this might sound great on the surface, the full story is a bit more complicated. If you've been wondering whether this means more money in your paycheck or what it could mean for government programs, stay tuned. And let me know in the comments, do you think eliminating taxes on tips and Social Security is a smart move? Or are you more concerned about how the government will make up for the lost revenue? If you find this kind of content helpful, hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Let's break down exactly what the president is proposing. At a recent rally in Michigan, Trump laid out his tax plan: 0 federal taxes on tips, 0 taxes on overtime, and 0 taxes on Social Security benefits. For anyone in food service, hospitality, or retail, you know how unpredictable tips can be. Some weeks are good, others not so much. Removing the tax on tips could put hundreds more in the pockets of millions of workers every month. The same goes for overtime. If you've been putting in long hours just to stay ahead, this change could help you keep more of what you earn. As for Social Security, many retirees today still pay federal taxes on the benefits they spent decades earning. Removing those taxes would be a significant relief for seniors on fixed incomes. But what's the catch? Cutting these taxes means a lot less money flowing into the federal government, and that money funds vital programs like education, infrastructure, veterans services, and yes, even Social Security and Medicare themselves. To offset the loss, the Trump administration says they'll rely on tariffs, particularly on imports from countries like China, to generate new revenue. The idea is that taxing foreign goods can cover what's lost from income taxes. Sounds simple, but it's risky. Tariffs are unpredictable. They depend on trade deals, supply chains, and global market conditions, and when tariffs go up, it's usually American consumers who end up footing the bill. So while your paycheck might grow, your costs at the grocery store, gas station, or pharmacy could rise just as fast. It's a trade-off that not everyone agrees is worth it. There's also a political angle to all this. Trump has repeatedly promised to protect Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, but at the same time, some Republicans in Congress are pushing for spending cuts, especially to Medicaid. That creates tension. Leaders like Representative Chip Roy of Texas are arguing that you can't offer sweeping tax cuts and also maintain current levels of government spending. Something has to give. And there's another layer. Social Security is already in trouble. Experts say the trust fund could run dry within the next decade, triggering automatic benefit cuts. If the tax revenue disappears and the program isn't fixed, the financial strain gets worse. It's like withdrawing from a savings account that's already low while still expecting to pay all your bills. Eventually, the math stops working. Either revenue must go up or spending must go down. But no one wants to be the one to touch Social Security. It's one of the most popular federal programs in America. People feel they've earned it after paying in their whole lives, and they want it there when they retire. Historically, there were moments of bipartisan cooperation to save the program. In the 1980s, President Reagan and Speaker Tip O'Neill agreed to raise the retirement age and increase payroll taxes. That gave the system some breathing room. But that kind of collaboration seems harder to imagine today. Let's circle back to the tariff piece. If you've noticed prices creeping up at places like Walmart or your local grocery store, that might be the result of existing tariffs. Taxing imported goods often leads to higher consumer prices. So if this new plan leans even more on tariffs, we could see more inflation, not less. Imagine you're a server and now get to keep an extra $200 a month because your tips aren't taxed. That's great. until your rent increases, food costs more, or car repairs get pricier due to import costs. Suddenly, that $200 doesn't stretch as far. So the question becomes, does the benefit of the tax cut outweigh the potential rise in living costs? The answer likely depends on your personal situation. If you're a retiree who owns your home and doesn't spend much on consumer goods, the plan might work in your favor. But if you're a working parent buying diapers, formula, and imported clothes, the math gets more complicated. And this budget proposal isn't just about taxes. There's also a push from some lawmakers to tighten Medicaid eligibility, potentially shutting out people who are stuck in the gap. Not poor enough for help, but not earning enough for private insurance. That's a tough spot to be in. Meanwhile, Trump is framing this proposal in broad cultural terms, invoking ideas like faith, freedom, and patriotism. Politically, it's effective. It turns a financial policy into a story about fairness and independence. But strip away the messaging and the numbers still matter. Can we really slash taxes this dramatically, maintain current benefits, and not balloon the national debt? Some economists are skeptical. They compare it to skipping your car payment to cover your monthly bills. It might work short-term, but the consequences catch up. Still, not all parts of the plan are controversial. For example, Senator Ted Cruz has introduced the No Tax on Tips Act. It's simple, popular, and easy to understand, which means it might actually pass. So what does this all mean for you? If tips or overtime make up a big part of your income, this proposal could be a game changer. Keep a close eye on it. If you're nearing retirement or already drawing Social Security, the promise of no taxes on your benefits sounds appealing, but don't ignore how those benefits are being funded. And if you rely on Medicaid or affordable health care, this is definitely a moment to stay informed. These policy decisions could have very real consequences on your paycheck, your grocery bill, and the support you can count on when times get tough. Let's keep the conversation going. What's your take on these tax cuts? Are you excited about keeping more of your income, or worried about what might be cut to pay for it? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every one of them and appreciate your perspective. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future updates like this. I'll be tracking how this unfolds in Congress and bringing you clear, honest breakdowns you can count on. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Take care of yourself and your money.